And if I told you once, I ain't gonna tell you twice. Salute on my real ones. Yeah, look, bro, we got Neil deGrasse Tyson explains nothing. This title would have you think that he's not explaining nothing, but I think what it means is that he's explaining nothing. That's a bar right there. Let's get into the video. Like button, subscribe button, notification bell, press those. Let's go.
Chuck, we're at it again.
Indeed we are.
This time, I just want to talk about nothing.
Oh my God. A show of... What's the deal with nothing? We're doing a show about nothing. All right, that's... You want to talk about nothing?
Let's do this. So
it's official. We're married now. You know that, right?
Somebody hands you a birthday gift.
Right.
Right? And it's a box, and you open it, and there's nothing in it. You'd say there's nothing in it. If it's empty, you'd say there's nothing in it, correct?
Yes, and I'd also probably say, again, really, guys? Again, with the empty box thing?
I don't want to get into your social, personal, family issues, okay? How your family members treat you, that's another show, okay?
Okay, all right.
So of course, there's air in the box, but generally we think of air and nothing else as nothing. Right?
Right.
There's nothing in the box, but of course there's air in the box.
Right.
And I think we think of air as nothing because you can't see the air. Air is just molecules, right? We have oxygen molecule, two oxygen atoms together make the oxygen molecule. We have two nitrogen atoms together make the nitrogen molecule. That's 98%, 99% of all the molecules you are inhaling. There's others, a little bit of CO2,
right.
Trace amounts of other atoms and molecules. But the main ones are oxygen and nitrogen, and they are transparent. So you don't think of it as being something. But you could have another gas in there like smoke. You open up the box, there's smoke in the box.
Right.
Okay, because you can see it. So often what we sense or what we declare is or is not is based on just how our senses receive the environment.
Did Neil deGrasse Tyson just talk about hot boxing? Neil, oh, come on, Neil.
You go up to a window and you say, the window is transparent.
Yes.
Well, if you could see with microwaves,
right,
the whole room would be transparent because microwaves pass right through the walls. You know how you know that? Because you pull out your cell phone, which uses microwaves, and you get a signal even if you're in the bathroom.
Not with my carrier.
Yeah, not with T-Mobile, bro.
Oh, you need special bathroom coverage.
It's trying to tell you.
All right. So how many molecules are there? So there's about 10 to the 25th power. One with 25 zeros worth of air molecules in a cubic meter. Okay,
that's a lot.
A little bigger than a cubic yard. Okay,
that's a lot of molecules.
That's a lot of molecules. Even that number has a name, a septillion.
Septillion.
Septillion. That's right. So now you want to do better than that. Let's create a laboratory vacuum. Okay.
Okay.
If air is something more than nothing, then let's get rid of the air. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's get one of the best laboratory vacuums there is. Okay? So that can pump out the molecules and leave you with about 10 billion molecules per cubic meter.
Wait a minute. After you suck everything out.
That's kind of the best you can do with
That's the best you can do. You still got 10 billion.
I'm sorry, Chuck. I took it from 10 to the 25th power to 10 to the 10th power.
I'm just saying, are we using a Dyson? Okay? Are we using a Dyson? Because maybe
Dyson vacuum would totally kick ass.
Right, we might do better. Okay.
Let's call Dyson, see if they'll sponsor this bit.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm sorry you're not happy with 10 billion molecules per cubic meter when we started with this 10 septillion. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so is that nothing, you might ask? Okay, well, let's forget laboratory vacuums. Let's leave Earth and go into interplanetary space.
The vacuum of space.
Okay, that's 1,000 times less dense than the best laboratory vacuums. That has about 10 million molecules per cubic meter. We just dropped by a factor of 1,000.
Well, why are there still molecules?
Because there's... I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be that hard to please, Chuck.
I'm trying to get to nothing, man.
We're on our way there. Oh, by the way, there is the very best vacuum there ever was on Earth.
Hoover?
And it is the track that the hadrons travel in the Large Hadron Collider in the CERN particle accelerator in Switzerland. CERN, C-E-R-N, acronym. The Center for European Nuclear Research. Okay?
Right.
Or Research Nucléaire. It's France, so they got to flip the order.
Research Nuclear. Nuclear.
So
I cannot believe there is no smoking here.
All right. So it turns out that vacuum is the best ever made, and that's a better vacuum than in interstellar space. Interplanetary space. Wow. So you want the most nothing place in the entire solar system is in the tube where they accelerate the particles, because they don't want the particles accidentally hitting some other particle when it's trying to hit the target that you have that's going to probe the origins of the universe and looking for, the exotic particles that might even include dark matter. But anyhow, let's go from interplanetary space to interstellar space.
Okay.
That's even less. Now we're down to 500,000 particles per cubic meter.
Okay,
500,000.
That's pretty wild. All right, 500,000.
500,000, correct.
We started at a septillion.
Correct. And these are leftover. It's a reminder.
Yo, if you tried to count to septillion, how long would it take? This is a question for the philosophers in the comment section.
Meter.
It's a reminder that the universe, there's stuff in the universe, all right? And there are places where it has collected and gathered. That's where you get stars and planets and people. Where it hasn't collected and it hasn't gathered, it's much more scattered, much more tenuous, okay? So that's interstellar space. Now, what would you imagine would have less than interstellar space?
Intergalactic space?
Intergalactic space, because galaxies are gatherings of matter, right?
Right.
So there, it would be hard to find a few atoms of anything for every 10 cubic meters.
But it's still not nothing.
Excuse me, I'm on my way there. Damn, you are the most impatient. This thing only lasts 10 minutes and you can't even just...
I'm just saying, we're all the way out into intergalactic space,
yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I am light years away from home, and it's like driving between here and like Vegas. And I mean, there's just a lot of nothing going on, and I'm still not at nothing though.
You're still not at nothing. Okay, so now so rather than give real live examples, let's give examples that we would imagine you could produce, which is get rid of those 500,000 atoms per 10 cubic meters. Just figure out a way to not have them, okay? So now we have a completely empty box, empty of all matter.
Okay.
Now we ask, is that nothing?
Yeah, because there's nothing in the box.
Except quantum physics.
Oh, God. God.
There's such a thing as virtual particles that come into existence.
Yo, that's like when virtual particles is like when you were in high school and you had to do imaginary numbers. Algebra pissed me off so much. Bro, if it's imaginary, then what are we doing? Like, I'm gonna imagine that it's not on my paper. I still passed. How about that?
Existence and then go out of existence in less time than you can actually measure their existence. And totally empty space is seething with virtual particles. Okay, so the best nothing you can ever make would have no ordinary matter, but would still nonetheless be seething with virtual particles. Okay,
Wow.
Now, let's ask a question. Suppose you could step out of our universe so that there's not even the no matter and there's not even the virtual particles.
I'm willing to do that.
Okay, so there's not even nothing.
Right.
So we could get lazy and just call it nothing. Right. But I think there's a greater nothing than even that. And this is where I want to leave you. This is where I want to deposit you in the greater.
I feel like where he is going right now, I'm about to have to like sit and contemplate the meaning of life for like 4 hours.
Nothing, then
you ready?
nothing.
Imagine you take away all matter and somehow configure a way to where there's not even virtual particles.
Right.
You would still have the laws of physics.
Okay.
Is a region of space nothing if the laws of nature still apply inside that space? See, you're thinking of nothing as substance, and I'm thinking of nothing as not even anything that is anything about anything.
So he's talking about like no forces.
So if you systematically remove all laws of physics, all laws of nature, then you have a region of, I can't even call it space because space is a thing. Space can bend according to Einstein relativity. That's a thing.
The fabric of space.
The fabric of space. No matter what's in it will bend with or without virtual particles. It's still a thing.
Right.
Okay? So if I get rid of all particles, get rid of the very laws that describe nature, then there's not only not matter, there's not energy, there are no laws of physics, there is no time itself.
There you go. No time.
Now, Chuck, put that in your box, open it.
Pause.
And now you have my permission to say there's nothing in the box.
Right.
There's nothing in the box.
And what do we call that? I'm going to call it something.
What?
Because it's the nothing that is something, which is nothing.
You sound like a 12-year-old kid just rattling. It's just something, there's nothing, that's something. I think it's something, there's nothing. So it's just something.
That's pretty.
Nah, that's crazy though. That's crazy. I'm gonna stop the video here. So like I've always wondered like what would happen if you tried to like leave the universe, because I don't know, but from what I've been told and learned is that we can't. You would also have to think like, oh, there's not another universe right next to ours, right? Because there's also the theory that there are infinite number of universes with infinite number of you, me's, everybody's, and so on and so forth. But what would happen if you exited the universe and you were literally not in another universe, just in whatever you would want to call that? I gotta read a book or something. I'm gonna stop the video here. Let me know what y'all thought of the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. My name is Rain. Catch you on the flip side. RCP salute. Wait for it. Dab on them.